Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to Norton Outdoors. Today we're just out here at the around the picnic area here at the house. Out here going to just talk about turkey hunting and the whole thing about turkey hunting, turkey calling, or what have you. But I just want to go ahead, I guess, and first and foremost, and put out there, I'm no what you call long time seasoned turkey hunter. Just pretty much getting started now. I've deer hunted all my life, squirrel hunted, all that good kind of stuff, and been around turkeys. And in fact, the place right down the roadbed here that I used to deer hunt a lot, turkeys, they right up top of the hill up here above me where I hunted at, they came up and they roosted up there, and down below me was the pasture, and about 40 acres of it. Well, every morning I'd hear them. They'd start clucking and making their usual noise, and they'd fly down, and some had actually, and where they was headed to is the pasture, and they'd come up and everything, and they'd fly down. So they knew I was there already. So they'd come down and they'd go around in front of me and down and across the roadbed on into the field, or they'd go right around behind me. And some of them actually flew from the roost down across the top of my head down into the pasture. And it was, man, it was just something watching them, and it was great. It really was. A lot of memories down there, and daughters used to go too as well. And I know I mentioned that a good bit, but I guess what I'm getting at, we had a lot of fun down there, and since then kind of started into the turkey hunting, and come up with a few pieces of property private to start hunting on, and did last year. I was able to call some in. I learned a lot last year, and especially about the calling and the do's and the don'ts. There's a lot of do's and don'ts turkey hunting, and I know a lot of y'all seasoned turkey hunters know this, but hey, I'm just talking in general, and for maybe the ones that just started, or the ones that really hadn't started yet but looking forward to getting into it. Because there is such thing as calling, no matter what calls you use, calling too much, calling maybe too loud, and so whatever you get used to, or whatever you practice on the most, or whatever you're more comfortable with, whether it be a box call, slate, or crystal call, or mouth diaphragm, whatever. So I have, like I said, I've learned a good bit. I was able to call some in, made a shot on one, and missed it, and but hey, it truthfully, I mean, everybody wants to kill a big gobbler, big tom, but really the fun is the art of calling and communicating with the turkey, and not only communicating with it, but just being out there, and listening to the morning come alive. And so so anyway, that's what this evening was going to be about. And like I said, I know I got my turkey vest on. This is the Night in Hell turkey vest, as you can see. Hey, it's just, I'm just kind of getting ready. It's got a little pack on it here, but of course the seat and everything, and a place where you can put your shells and call, extra calls or whatnot, and it all, say gloves, your face mask, and so it's pretty neat for you mouth diaphragms here, and some more in here. And like I said, you can for maybe your slate and your crystal call here, and of course your box call. So it's been real neat, man. I've really enjoyed it last year, and I hope to enjoy it again this year. And but yeah, so basically just coming out and just trying to get. I've been getting a lot of my stuff ready, and that's another thing too, is being ready. Whenever the time comes, and again, going back to the calls, whichever one you're I shouldn't do it, but you know, I try to go to each one of them and try to learn, you know, on each one of them like that. And the mouth diaphragm, that was something else too. So you know, that's another, you know, it just takes practice. And also your rangefinder, that's a good thing to have out turkey hunting, especially if you know hadn't been in the woods and you don't know really your yardage, just to keep, you know, to know where you know you're gonna get in that shot range, or just where you know, it's good to know. So we, you know, like I said, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it depends on if you're going to use the mouth, you know, practice on it on the mouth diaphragm. If you're going to use the Slater Crest, and it may be where you want to get, you know, do it a little bit, but all of them. So it just depends. It just depends on what you're going to use. Just depends on what you're going to use, and so that's what I would get into doing, and so hey. I encourage you, yeah, if you ain't never done it, now you're going to fall in love with it. I'll just go ahead and put that out there. You're going to fall in love. I mean, I love deer hunting and squirrel hunting just like anybody else would, but there's something about this turkey hunting that I just can't put a finger on it. And I have really, truthfully enjoyed it. It is unbelievable. I don't know if it's really what you call fun. Well, it's all fun, but it's just something, you know. And there's a lot more I'm gonna learn. I need to learn, and hopefully there's more memories. You know, the more you're in the woods, the more things you learn, the more things you see. Maybe different activities from different wildlife, or maybe even the turkeys, and you know, hearing them. And I mean, it's just the, you know, those owls. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. And but I have really enjoyed it. And the decoys, you know, that's a whole different thing too. Some people use decoys, some people don't. Some people use maybe a hen, maybe two hens, maybe a hen and a jake. You know, it could be, you know, everybody's different. And that's the thing, like you could, hey, you know, you learn and do it your way. You know, if it works for you, hey, it may not work for other folks, or vice versa. You know, it's just, I guess the biggest thing, kind of get out and get your feet wet on it a little bit and see if it's for you. Hey, and turkey hunting may not be for everybody, you know. A lot of people's been deer hunting, you know. They said, oh, you know, I go out there and sit in the cold and this and that, and, you know, and they kind of realized that it wasn't for them. So, so therefore, you know, but again, this is, man, it's turkey hunting is just, it's like I said, it's just, it really is. It's a fun thing. And I know there's been so many, I've heard so many stories in the last few years of turkey hunts, and you know, it's just cool, man. It's just something about it. And still learning also on far as, you know, the say you're out, you know, the forest terrain, out in, you know, the timber, you know, it's just you know, there's a lot to learn out there too about turkeys, and where you know, where they're roosting at, and like we talked about earlier, and maybe where they're going to, you know, maybe the strut zone or whatnot, and the creeks, you know, where the water is. And I mean, there's like I said, there's so many things, and a lot of it, you know, I hadn't really mastered yet, and I for sure, as I said earlier here in this video, I don't know everything about it, like I hope I'm going to. That's why, you know, I keep bringing me back, and keep trying to, and you know, and just get maybe better at it, and maybe, you know, and everybody's got different areas in the turkey hunting that they may need to work on or may need to practice on. I think I don't know if you ever get to the point where you're just, maybe some of the professionals, you know, that don't need to practice no more, or maybe they got, you know. But I think you always need to maybe practice, or like I said, you know, do some other, you know, look into this, look into that, find where you're gonna hunt, go scout it, That's one thing about Saturday morning. There's a piece property that I'm going to go to, and I hadn't really got to scout it like I should have or wanted to. So that's going to be, that's going to be fun. But hey, I tell you what, no matter what, I'll be out there having a good time, hopefully. So, but anyway, I hope to get out there and do something and get back and just biggest thing is getting everything together and being ready whenever you go out there for the first hunt. Not only the first hunt, but any hunt. You want to have everything together, and because there's been a lot of times you get out there and you forget this and forget that, or maybe a call and you're like, oh, that's supposed to stay in there and you didn't have it in there, and maybe range finder, or maybe something, so gloves, face mask. I mean, you gotta have all these things, as far as that goes. So, but anyway, we'll get into, and also getting back to the calls, and you're just gonna have to go through, of course, whichever one y'all like, and you have to get each one of them, and you may want to try to master them all, or you may want to, you might decide, hey, I like the crystal call. A lot of people don't like all, and these mouth diaphragms, I ain't completely got them under control either, but you just have to, play around with them right there, and this is a little old cheap one I got, but biggest thing is not to go too much, especially whenever you first get out, first in the morning. A lot of people go out there. I've heard one up just right up from me one time, and man, there's this, I don't know if they really didn't practice the call or what, but it just like one of them was dying or something. I mean, it was just really what. So it's just, I've had to learn that too myself. I've had to learn that too, myself. So there's a lot of ways you can call, or and it's too. And like I said, I don't know these like I'd like to. It's there's so many ways of doing it, and it took me a while to try to call them in, or took me a while to learn how to purr or whatever. But it's a trick, and it's. If you don't do it, so like I said, I ain't no good at it, but I can. Like I said, you can tell, there's a lot to learn. Especially on the slate and the crystal calls and everything. Like I said, I ain't never got that. I'm still working on them. I'm still working on this. I like this crystal call here pretty good. But like I said, if you're looking for the best user, it's not going to be me. I'm still, like I said, this needs to be worked on too. There's, like I said, hey, now you had to wait. I was going to say this. Your mouth diaphragms. If you're on the way to work, or maybe in the truck or car or whatever you drive, you may want to practice them then, because you're going to drive everybody else crazy with these things. They'll be tired of them. But hey, even with these, the rest of the calls and everything here, man, them, like I said, a lot of all you got to do, you can say you can look up other folks they're great at them things. It's interested in listening and watching them, but it just takes practice and practice and practice. And I'm still practicing. I'm still learning about all of it. But I just want to get on here. Didn't want to take a whole bunch of time, and so hey, you know, get out here and maybe get you a vest or get you a little pouch or something. You ain't got to have a vest to go, and then the you know, the little, you know, the seat here to sit on right here, or you can get a lot of people nowadays are getting these seats right here, and they're pretty good. I guess you can see that. You can see them right here. Them things is pretty neat. They sit real comfortable. I haven't. I think I maybe used that one a couple times. They work pretty well. So, but anyway, hey, like I said, didn't want to, you know, take up a whole bunch of time. I just, and then one other thing, if, you know, there's any of y'all out here that sees this video, and like I said, I'm still trying to learn and learn something about it, a lot about, well, about anything about turkey hunting, put it in the comments. If there's anything, or you see that I need or I don't have or whatnot, hey, shoot me a comment on here and let me know where, you know, what I need to improve on. I'm always willing to listen for sure. Hey, I don't know it all, and I know it. I just want to be out there, you know. Again, out in God's creation, man. It's like I said, it is just beautiful. And I used to never get in the woods in the springtime. I'd always be out, you know, crappie fishing and stuff like that. But it's so much a different little world out there when you're out in a spring turkey woods. And so again, hey, if you would like and subscribe to the channel, and hey, leave me a comment for sure. Feel free if you know see anything, and I'll hope I may have covered everything. And this one is not nothing about the shotguns or maybe the shells. That'd be a whole you know different video. But there's a you know there's a good bit on them right there too. But this is just kind of touching on that out in the field. Hey, get out. When you're out there in the woods, get out there and be serious about it, and put the phone up. I can already tell you, I've learned that deer hunting. That phone will get you in trouble. Sitting out there and be on that thing, you know, your face lit up, and you're over there. And next thing you look up, and there he is, or there he goes. So, but yeah, I guarantee you will enjoy it, and I guarantee you'll go back every time. So. Hey, I really appreciate y'all stopping by this evening. Hey, I enjoy this. I hope y'all enjoy this video as much as I do making it. So I encourage you to get out there and learn a little bit about it. See if it's for you. If it's not, hey, stick to the fishing, or stick to the squirrel hunting. Stick to, you know, something else that you may enjoy doing. So, but anyway, didn't want to drag on. To next time, hey. Like and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and we'll keep it rolling. It kind of inspires me to, you know, maybe do some more videos. And y'all take good care of yourself. Get out and do some hunting, and of some sort. Take the daughters, granddaughters, grandson, son. Hey, just make a big family thing out of it. And may the Lord bless you, and we will see you next time.